What is sustainable blue economy? It's basically using the ocean in a sustainable way, but also creating jobs from that. So more sustainable fisheries and creating more jobs with tourism and things like that. And it's also about not over-exploiting fish. So we are overfishing a lot in this area, so we want to make more policies to make sure that we have to think of our future. So as we said before, we want to think 7 generations ahead. And if we're fishing at the rate we're going, we're not going to have fish in 7 years. So we need to implement more policies and protect our environment. And there's also a lot of economic and social benefits to this. It's a healthier lifestyle. So if we have polluted drinking water, like we mentioned with Flint, we need to protect our water and the area around it. And it's also more beneficial for our long-term health because we want to support these ecosystems and not have them fail on us. And these are also going to provide more jobs with the clean energy. So for New Bedford, we have the whole wind farm coming on, and that's going to bring 16 million jobs to the New Bedford community along with that. And it's hopefully going to close this skill gap that you don't need a college degree to get some of these jobs. You just need training. So hopefully it'll help solve unemployment in that area. And with the sustainable blue economy, we want to find a healthy balance between this. So we want to have a good foundation for our resources and taking stuff out of the ocean, and we want to find a healthy balance with economics. So here's just a chart that connects everything. So phytoplankton in the ocean create 50% of the air we breathe. So, and I didn't know that until recently, so that's a huge percentage. So we need to protect the ecosystem and the phytoplankton to make sure we have air to breathe. Along with transportation, that's an international industry, so we need to make sure we have policies for that. And with food, we talked about microplastics. A lot of the seafood we're eating has microplastics and toxins, and that's not healthy for us or the ecosystem, so we need to make sure we have policies. Medicines, an example of this in this area is we have horseshoe crabs, and their blood helps look for bacteria and other things like heart monitors. So we're gaining a lot of information from the medicines and the diversity in the ocean. And I kind of went over the other sections. So marine-based blue energy, this is kind of what we talked about before. On the left side is the map of where we will be. New Bedford's gonna be like around here for where we're gonna get our energy from. And then on the right, that's how big the wind turbines are gonna be in the wind farm. So that's 600 feet tall compared to the skyscrapers and Statue of Liberty, they're just massive, and they're gonna create a lot of energy. And as it says underneath, 9.5 megawatts per turbine, so that's a lot of energy being created. Maritime transport. So as I said before, it's an international industry, but we need to find ways to be more efficient. So maybe shipping things that are going to the same place in the same boat and putting more regulations so we're not just, abusing the power. So transport, fisheries, as I said before, and offshore oil and gas. Nutrient pollution is a big issue. We're trying to move from scarcity to abundance, so we don't want to have scarce resources. And one problem with, for example, around here is fertilizers. They have a lot of nitrogen in them, and they're seeping into the water, which is wreaking havoc on our environment, especially in Westport. So that's why they have things, they're putting in oysters and oyster farms to try to work with that and fix those problems. And we're trying to tackle issues on land so we can fix these problems for the future. So coastal tourism is going to be big. It's going to open up a lot of jobs, and it's trying to be implemented for 2030. And there's going to be a lot of regulations on a more greener tourism. And due to climate change, we kind of need to change around some of these policies. And we're going to monitor, promote, and develop and try to get people to buy more things that are local and things like that. So mineral resources, we're trying to find more resources underwater, such as cobalt, zinc, and copper underwater. And we've only explored 5% of the ocean. So we kind of want to move forward to exploring the rest of it. And again, we're going to be careful not to overexploit and do this with caution. And again, this is going to provide more jobs for our area. All of these things are. Blue biotechnology. So we have a really diverse ocean that we don't really know a lot about because we've only explored 5% of the ocean. So by studying the ocean, we're trying to reduce the risk of us being there, like such as putting turbines. We want to see how this impacts the environment around it. And we're trying to produce more, we're developing more things such as biofuel from algae, so algae creating more energy. And as I said before, horseshoe crabs, so gaining medicines from the ocean. So UMass Dartmouth's involvement, we're trying to train people to be more involved with the blue economy. We're involved with Cape Cod, the Chambers of Commerce, and we just sent our, as we said before, our chancellor to Arizona to learn more about this. And we're trying to hold more conferences with regional leaders to learn more and expand our involvement. And what's not on the slide is we do have a bike share program on campus that promotes a better way to transport, and we're trying to build that within the region with New Bedford and Mattapoisett. This is where how we connect with the rest of the blue economy on the region, and we have a partnership to aim to collaborate more with and utilize to build a stronger blue economy. So as I said in all the slides, we're creating jobs that weren't here before, including construction with the wind turbines, research, and new technology. But we need training for all these positions, as we said before. And we're re-imaging the business of the ocean. And we're developing a culture and identity around blue economy and making people more aware that this is a thing. And this is a roadmap for education and need for job seekers to close this skill gap. And we're going to try to create more concentrations for degrees in this. So UMass Dartmouth is going to have a sustainability major now, because right now it's just a minor. And we're going to grow other concentrations and maybe focus on renewable energy engineering instead of just, having our civil and other electrical. And we'll have a sustainable job fair and recruitment to try to get people more involved with this. And we'll have a strong collaboration with our partners.